Susan Boyle's story is nothing short of extraordinary, a living proof that dreams have no expiration date. With one audition, a shy woman from a quiet Scottish town stunned the world and turned doubt into thunderous applause. When she first walked onto the stage of Britain's Got Talent, her modest appearance drew whispers and skepticism. But the moment she opened her mouth, everything changed. Her voice, pure, soaring, and timeless, captivated millions, silencing critics and inspiring countless hearts across the globe. Born on April 1, 1961, in the small town of Blackburn, West Lothian, Scotland, Susan's journey to fame wasn't just about music, it was about courage, resilience, and proving that true talent always finds its way to the light. Susan Boyle was the youngest of 10 children, raised in a modest Scottish home where love was abundant but money was scarce. Her father, Patrick, worked long days as a coal miner, while her mother, Bridget, earned a living as a shorthand typist. Their council house in Blackburn, West Lothian, was filled with the familiar rhythm of working-class life, hard work, sacrifice, and simple joys. It was a world far removed from the dazzling lights of show business, yet it was in this humble setting that Susan's gift first began to bloom. From an early age, Susan found comfort in music. Her voice became her refuge, a way to rise above the noise of daily struggles. She sang in her parish church choir, her untrained yet hauntingly powerful voice filling the pews with something raw, something extraordinary. Even as a child, there was a depth in her sound that hinted at greatness. She began performing in local talent shows, small community stages where she poured her heart into every note, yearning not for fame or fortune, but simply to be heard. Yet, despite her burning love for music, Susan carried a heavy weight of self-doubt. She convinced herself that she was too old, too ordinary, too far removed from the glamorous world that often prized youth and beauty over raw talent. The dream of singing for the world seemed impossible, something for others, not for her. But her mother, Bridget, saw the truth her daughter couldn't. She recognized the rare gift Susan possessed and urged her to take a leap of faith, to audition for Britain's Got Talent. Still, Susan hesitated. The idea of standing before strangers, exposing herself to judgment and ridicule, terrified her. That fear had deep roots. Susan's childhood was marked by hardship from the very beginning. Born when her mother was already 47, she entered the world facing challenges that set her apart. Doctors diagnosed her with a learning disability, leaving her to battle feelings of isolation and vulnerability. School was not a place of encouragement, it was a battlefield of misunderstanding and cruelty. And yet, through all of it, her voice remained her refuge, the one thing that could never be taken from her. Peers and teachers who didn't understand her problems bullied her, and they frequently used physical punishment, leaving her with severe emotional wounds that exacerbated her problems for years to come. Although the diagnosis was accurate, Boyle's parents and school found it difficult to manage her condition, and her seizures became a source of mockery for her peers, who would congregate and make fun of her. Boyle continued despite these difficulties, finding comfort in music and frequently withdrawing into her own world to sing to herself, which exacerbated her feelings of humiliation and loneliness and made her feel like an outcast and a burden to everyone around her. Resonated deeply inside her, and she shared her gift with everyone who would listen by performing at local places whenever she could. However, her dreams remained far away, shrouded in self-doubt, until the death of her mother in 2007 finally forced Boyle to take. She felt a burst of motivation after taking a leap of faith. With a renewed sense of purpose, she made the decision to honor her mother's memory by pursuing her goal at last, bravely confronting the world, and moving outside her comfort zone. In 2008, Boyle appeared on the stage of Britain's Got Talent in Glasgow's modest appearance. Her modest attire and reserved manner stood in sharp contrast to the glittering entertainment industry, but as she began to sing, her voice changed into an amazing fusion of emotion and force. Filled the room, leaving the audience and judges stunned. She decided to perform a song from the musical Les Miserables called I Dreamed a Dream, which spoke to her own journey of hardships and victories. The audience erupted in cheers as the chorus received a standing ovation. Awe and admiration took the place of their original cynicism. Millions around the world were captivated by Bo's performance, and her narrative struck a chord with people from all walks of life. She became a symbol of hope, encouraging innumerable people to conquer their personal obstacles and follow their passions. Bo had difficulties along the way to popularity. She suffered from periods of doubt, fatigue, and feeling overpowered by the demands of her unexpected fame and the constant public scrutiny. Despite the flurry of attention that surrounding her, she persisted in her resolve to use her newly acquired platform to encourage others and tell her story. Her debut album, I Dreamed a Dream, broke sales records and became the fastest-selling debut album. She was the first female musician to travel the world and sing to sold-out audiences, her voice filling stadiums with her unadulterated emotional intensity, but her journey was more than just music. Bo's journey turned into a demonstration of the value of empathy and the difficulties in comprehending her experience. Prejudices and urged people to look past appearances in order to appreciate the depth of character and the pursuit of hidden goals. Bo's tale served as a reminder that genuine beauty is found in having the guts to. She became a living example of how one should never judge a book by its cover after overcoming difficulties to embrace one's individuality and strive for something bigger than oneself. The tale of Susan Boyle serves as a timeless reminder that hardship may be overcome and that dreams can come true. Conquered and that music has the ability to change people's lives, her story serves as motivation for anybody who has ever dared to dream, believe in themselves, and aim for greatness regardless of their circumstances or upbringing. The story serves as a reminder that even amid the most dire circumstances, one voice and one melody may bring hope and opportunity to the world. A silent symphony of simplicity and success. The melody of Susan Bo's story is captivating. A symphony of unexpected victories, silent fortitude, and a deep. Her voice, a potent instrument that enthralled millions, is just one aspect of a deep and multidimensional person with a sense of contentment that reverberates well beyond the grandeur of the stage. Bo's story demonstrates how the human spirit may discover comfort and simplicity in the face of fame's overpowering expectations, to accept one's weaknesses and to face life's erratic tides with grace and resolve. Following the death of her father, Bo's siblings gradually distanced themselves from the family, although she still had a strong bond with them. Even after becoming internationally famous and amassing wealth, Bo's decision to keep it at home and solely share it with her cherished cat Pebbles was a turning point in her life and a monument to her enduring commitment and sense of responsibility. Wealth. Boyle chose to stay in her childhood home because it was a peaceful haven where she could find comfort and connect with her past. This steadfast ties to her roots provided a counterpoint to the whirlwind of her newly discovered fame. Additionally, Bo's life was profoundly entwined with religion, a devoted Roman Catholic who sought comfort in her church where she volunteered by visiting elderly members of her congregation and singing in the choir. These deeds of kindness, which were manifestations of her sympathetic character, provided a moving. In contrast to the demanding entertainment industry, her faith acted as a compass, directing her behavior and forming her value. Bo's modesty went beyond her personal life. She openly characterized her pre-fame existence as ordinary and routine in an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2010. A prominent trait that persisted even as she managed the difficulties of abrupt death in 2012 was her inclination for solitary meditation and a life free from the demands of the spotlight, underscoring her satisfaction with a simple living. Took a surprising turn when she received a diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome. This revelation provided a better understanding of her reclusive personality and her desire for a life away from the spotlight. In a 2013 BBC interview, she made her condition public. Being vulnerable and brave. While Bo's success story is unquestionably encouraging, her journey also indicates a personal struggle. This act of transparency demonstrated her courage and determination to embrace her complexity. Her statements, "Knowing my luck, I'd go out on a date and you'd find my limbs scattered around various Blackburn dust bins painted," revealed a fragility beneath her strong demeanor as she hilariously admitted to her phobia of internet dating in 2012. A clear depiction of her social interaction fears. In spite of her first hesitation in 2014, Bo found love later in life after hearing about a guy who said they were about the same age, but the specifics of their connection were not disclosed. Keep quiet, but it was a major turning point in her life, indicating a slow transition to accepting new experiences and taking risks. Outside of her comfort zone, Boyle has seen both personal victories and failures along the way. In 2022, she had a minor stroke. Boyle's tenacity and will to live life to the fullest despite this setback are evidence of what drives her to stay in her childhood house, as demonstrated by her health challenge, which she publicly shared during a 2023 episode of Britain's Got Talent. Decision that contrasts sharply with many celebrities' lavish lifestyles. Maybe she wants to maintain a feeling of normalcy in the midst of the whirlwind of fame because she feels so connected to her roots. Perhaps it is a tacit rejection of the notion that material prosperity is a necessary condition for success and a defiance of the expectations society frequently places on successful people. Corresponds to happiness in the end. Susan Boyle's tale demonstrates the power of choice because she prioritized herself by choosing to embrace simplicity in a world of opulence. Personal needs and preferences over those of the entertainment industry. Her story serves as a reminder that genuine fulfillment can be found in the quiet moments of contentment we share with our loved ones, in the steadfast relationships we form, and not in the chase of fame and fortune. Commitment to our individual principles. She is an inspiration. A brilliant example of how to face life's challenges with grace, fortitude, and a deep sense of inner serenity. The tale of Susan Boyle is a serene symphony with a lovely melody that remains relevant in the hearts and thoughts of people who find inspiration in her story. A life away from the news. The story of Susan Boyle is more than just one of remarkable talent and unlikely achievement. It is a complex symphony with many facets that weave together the victories, the difficulties of a fully lived existence that defies simple classification. It is evidence of the human spirit's tenacity, its ability to be both strong and vulnerable, and its unwavering pursuit of happiness in a society that is frequently preoccupied with brief fame. Although she found satisfaction in her music, the demanding schedule and intense scrutiny were a far cry from the life she knew during this star transition, and the pressure to uphold the standards set by her initial success was compounded by the demanding training regimen, endless interviews, and unrelenting paparazzi attention. Finally resulted in a breakdown, serving as a moving reminder that even the strongest souls can give way to the enormous demands of celebrity. The circumstances surrounding her participation on. Despite her exceptional talent, Britain's Got Talent revealed the hidden consequences of quick success. Ability. Boyle's defeat in the competition combined with the circumstances leading up to her hospitalization, including a public outburst, were exacerbated by the constant media attention. Boyle problems offered a look into the frequently hidden side of the entertainment world, prompting questions about the toll that fame can take on even the most well-meaning people, and cries for police intervention serve as a sharp reminder of that. Producers' moral obligations and the necessity of giving participants top priority being overrated. The incident served as a warning about the possible risks of unbridled ambition in the pursuit of entertainment, even though the original requests for an investigation into the performance eventually subsided. Even as she struggled with the hard touring schedule and the difficulties of her recently discovered Asperger's syndrome, Boyle's commitment to her music remained strong, and she continued to play for her admirers. An important turning point in her life was this diagnosis, which revealed her distinct method of processing the world and enabled her to get the right therapy for her learning handicap, a condition that had bothered her all of her life. Boyle's candor regarding her Asperger's syndrome, a characteristic that celebrities rarely adopt, struck a chord with innumerable people, showcasing her bravery and genuineness as she used her position to push for increased awareness and acceptance of neurodiversity, challenging cultural stereotypes and cultivating empathy. But Boyle's existence wasn't without additional difficulties. She had to drastically alter her lifestyle after receiving a type 2 diabetes diagnosis in 2013, which made her already difficult journey even more complicated when COVID-19 struck. Her music career was further hampered by the pandemic, which forced her to withdraw and put off recording plans. These disappointments served as a reminder of life's unpredictable nature and the necessity of overcoming hardships with fortitude and resiliency outside of the spotlight. She had personal issues that put her capacity to handle the harassment to the test. She endured at her new domestic, which include vandalism and threats compelled her to return to her infant at domestic, an area that supplied a sense of comfort and familiarity. Her sister Bridie's Beyond a devastating loss that left her emotionally distressed highlighted the fragility of existence and the significance of cherishing loved ones. Notwithstanding these challenges, Boyle's determination to her music never wavered. She persisted to create liberating albums that showcased her expertise and touched the hearts of millions. Her tracks served as a beacon of desire and suggestion, reminding listeners that even inside the face of adversity dreams may be found. Boyle's adventure isn't only a testament to her skills but also a mirrored image of her humanity. She has confronted public scrutiny, private struggles and fitness challenges, but she maintains to navigate through lifestyles with grace and resolution. Her story is a reminder that even the most successful people aren't immune to the complexities of life. It's far a testament to the enduring energy of the human spirit to persevere via adversity, to embrace vulnerability and to locate solace in the quiet moments of life. As Boyle keeps to share her music with the sector, her story serves as an effective message of hope and resilience, encouraging others to embody their particular journey, to stand challenges with courage and to find achievement in the simplicity of being human. Susan Boyle's lifestyle's a tapestry woven with threads of each triumph and turbulence, is an enduring testimony to the iconic energy of the human spirit. Its miles a reminder that happiness isn't no longer described with the aid of repute or fortune but by way of the connections we forge, the affection we percentage and the courage to include existence in all its complexities. So what do you suspect? Did Susan Boyle's journey inspire you? Permit me know inside the comments under, and recall to love and subscribe for extra memories like this. See you inside the subsequent video.